Let's continue with more Limbus Company reactions. My name is Corey, I'm a music composer for video games. And today we're going to do some more Canto 9. Canto 9 Boss 7 battle theme. Let's get straight into it. Okay, so we're going back to grungy. Grungy, punishing, hurtful. So far I can hear an electric guitar. That kind of sound. I heard a lot of cinematic percussion. That kind of idea. This just sounds cruel right now. I'm getting cruelty. Oh, okay. Oh, no. Oh, that was not on my bucket list of tracks that I was gonna listen to today. So, okay, let's break this down musically. So we're in D minor. Or if I do it on electric guitar, it sounds like this. Interestingly, I did just hear a lead come in that went something like... something like that. But I just get cruel, punishing, fierce, aggressive, angry. Oh, this is so cool. Come on, come on. I love that drum rhythm. That kind of idea, with occasional gating it's called, where you just cut off the sound for a second. There's, not to get too music production heavy, but there's synth cutoffs, which are kind of sweeping the frequencies, so you hear the low end of a sound, then it kind of sweeps to the high end of a sound. It's just chaos. It's chaos. It's just, let's just throw everything at this kind of chaos. I described a previous, I can't remember which one it was. It might be in a Canto 5 boss theme, where I said something like, it felt like one of those fights where it's punishing and you just have to throw everything at it. That's the impression I'm getting from this. So, I think I've now, for the first time in this piece so far, actually heard a chord structure. It sounds a bit like this. So it's kind of like, if I had to describe it, I'd describe it like this. When we hear the one chord from the beginning, the constantly, I describe that as feeling kind of quite boxed in. Like, imagine being what are they called? A trapeze, no, not a trapeze artist. Those escapists, the ones that have like the coats and stuff and have to kind of get themselves out of it. I can't remember, what are they called again? But those people, I imagine that, and I imagine the escape point when we start to hear the chord structure. Like, we are finally now ready to fight this, whatever this is. I'm now ready. I've gotten used to the beginning of the battle. I've gotten over the initial stumbling blocks. I can now go into it. I have to use Library of Ruina analogies a lot because I played and finished Library of Ruina. I know that game. I get a similar feeling to in a Library of Ruina battle when you're doing it because I played like 90% of the game without a guide. And so I often found during battles, For the first 10 minutes, I was just confused and trying to work out what the quirk or gimmick of the fight was. That's the section to me. And then after that, when we're actually in the middle of the fight, that's when it's like, okay, I know, I understand it now. I see, I'm not gonna win, but I understand it now anyway. Oh, okay. A sweep up, a sweep up. Oh, okay. Oh, okay, okay. They didn't want to stay on like one idea for a long period of time because it's interesting. Anytime I get used to something, because I'm like tempted to stop and say something, but then every time I'm about to stop and say something, a different thing happens. There's just no consistency in the sense of like once you're. I imagine I get the feeling of like a boss from a video game who constantly changes attack patterns is the impression I'm getting. Because we just heard like I was about to say, oh yeah, we have an interesting chord change to this. Something which Studio I'm uses a lot. The kind of really ascending stuff across the scale. But anyway, the idea is that this is chaotic. This is kind of quite worrying actually. Like, I don't know. I wouldn't feel comfortable fighting this boss. I'd feel terrified. Like I'm just bound to lose. Like imagine having to encounter this and just lose and kind of having to hear this on repeat over and over again. You'd start to like pull your hair off out of insanity. It's such a great piece. It's actually such a cool piece. Okay, slow, okay. That's a cool section. Oh, there's so many things they love. The stuttering, glitchy type of effect is something that they just love doing. In Canto 9 in particular, like I just did an arrangement of Saikai combined with Boss 10 battle theme from Canto 9. And one thing I found listening to Boss 10 is the amount of times there was glitchy, stuttery effects that I had to try and replicate in some form. This just keeps doing it. I'm curious if it has anything to do with the Canto itself, actually. But one thing I want to say is now, before we had something which was ascending, it's now descending. Which is quite interesting, I think. We have much more melodic, soaring electric guitar lines as well, which I think are really interesting too, and really cool. This just feels like I know this loops, because of course it would loop, given it's a Limbus boss. Unless you're going to tell me it doesn't all of a sudden. But I almost feel like this shouldn't. I feel like this is like a cutscene. Like I'm watching an action movie, and I'm getting to the end of the movie, and it's kind of done. I'm getting a finale sense as well. Why does every boss theme in Canto 9 sound like it should be the final boss? And that's not a bad thing. That's a really cool thing, actually. I like it, because sometimes, like in video games, certain boss themes are like throwaway themes. It's kind of like, this isn't a significant one. There are some games that come in my mind immediately for this, where it's like, yeah, there's kind of like a mid-boss theme and like just like your generic boss theme. Every boss theme feels like it's the final boss. Oh, I love that. If I can. Then we had a. As well. There's no kind of like consistent melody across the entire thing, but it doesn't need to be because this is just absolute chaos and mayhem. Oh, okay. Okay, don't play that. Because I've already reacted to it. There was a phrase that I just heard. That's in another boss theme. I recognize that. I really strongly recognize that phrase. That's not the first time I've heard that. I probably reacted to the piece where, because I feel like I've even played that phrase before recently. You might know better than me. If that phrase comes from somewhere. I've heard that before. Anyway, what a cool piece of music. What an insane piece of music. This is just insanity. Like, it's just, honestly, like, there's one thing reacting to this stuff and enjoying the music and stuff and being able to figure things out with you guys and everything, and also getting your explanations of, like, context and things like that. But I just, as a video game composer, it's just so inspiring. Like, there's so many kind of takeaways where I'm like, oh, that would be cool to try out. I want to try this idea or that idea in my own work and everything, or my own remixes, which you can find on a Sunday. But, as always, do suggest more to listen to. I'm really enjoying the music of Canto 9 in particular. I've enjoyed all of them, but I don't know, there's something about Canto 9 music that has just really stood out to me from the ones I've heard so far. But make sure to subscribe if you've enjoyed this. Until the next one, take care, my friends.